What's up, everybody? Matty Ice here with Profit Props, and got a special weekend edition here. Really close to about our normal time slot, but some new things to add today. I've adjusted my model to show in an Excel spreadsheet so I can share, I think, a little more info with y'all. So I'm excited about that. Yesterday we took it pretty light. 1 in 1 day, 1-1, lost one. Jalen Green. I think he had 18. I want to say he finished with. We had under 23.5. We lost Jalen Brown over 26.5. He had 24. I think he had 24. So he missed by, a 3-pointer there. He was a little less aggressive than I thought and a little less efficient. So all in all, it's been a pretty back and forth week. I think we're up about 5 or 6 units, but the majority of those coming from early last week, and I'm speaking in terms of the last 7 days. And I'm also speaking about just NBA in that context. College basketball, I think we're still undefeated, but I'm not pressing anything today. Pardon me. So yeah, going over yesterday, 1 and 1. We'll get into today. The first thing I'm going to do is go through each one of these games. And then we're going to dive deeper, and I'm going to go into the 4 player props that I'm releasing today, the 4 that I like that I'm giving out right now. And then 3 of them will be I have 3 leans that may come out later. 1 player prop, the game we're going to start with. I'm going to give you the prop now. Go get it because this game tips in 17 minutes. We like Donovan Mitchell over 27.5 points. My model projection for Donnie tonight is 30.43, giving us a little over a 20% edge. I like this play a lot and refrained on holding it or releasing it until I heard about the Darius Garland news. It went from 29 to 27.5, just waiting on that news. So, really good number for us here. First part of the 4-man prize picks flex play is Donovan Mitchell. Now, if you're engaging with me on Twitter, you'll see that I also already released Kristaps Porzingis over 21.5. So if you're looking for a 2-man play to get in real quick, that's the 2-man. Getting into this Cleveland-Charlotte game a little bit more, I've handicapped this 114-106. That's making Cleveland a 8-point favorite. The market's a little higher than that at 10, but I don't see the value in the 2 points right there, in my opinion. If you follow on BetStamp, you saw I released a Cleveland -7.5 earlier. But that number is long gone, and it was a steam chase number. It wasn't a number that I was readily available, and that's why I didn't try to force it to y'all. You gotta understand, I'm still a professional. I'm still a professional trader. I'm still a professional bettor. And I share with you my handicapping, but I can't share with you the steam chasing, right? And I just want that to be clear. I don't want there to be any kind of lack of transparency. So with that game, yeah, like I said, total 220 right where it is, and then the side I think is right around where it should be. It should probably be at 9. If I say 8 and the market says 10, it should probably be 9. Next game, Washington, Philly. We already touched on this. Porzingis over. He's gone over this in every game against Philly this year. 9 out of his last 10 games, 16 out of his last 20 games, averaging 25.7 over his last 10. My favorite play of the day. I released this as a pick of the day, play of the day. This is the pod. This is the all in. This is the. I don't like to do 2-unit plays, but if you were looking for a 2-unit play, this would be the one. This would be the one. I've got this one at 110, 120. Yeah, 110, 120 for 230 for the game. And I've got Washington as a 10-point dog. Looking into it a little bit though, like 8 really seems like the fair number here. So I wouldn't go pressing on a Philly -7.5. That's probably closer to where it should be. And in terms of the total, I'm a little bit high, but yeah, I wouldn't run to bet this over either. So we're gonna just stay off of any sides and totals in this. I think the market's pretty efficient this late in the year in sides and totals, but we are gonna take that Kristaps over 21.5 points. Next game, we've got Portland and the Pelicans. No props in this one for me yet. We're waiting on some injury news. We got some questionables. We got some doubtfuls. CJ McCollum's at 24.5, but with no Brandon Ingram, I think that number's probably close to where it needs to be. I also looked at Jeremy Grant in this spot. Anthony Simons is back, Damian Lillard. And after looking at everybody, I just decided that it's not worth forcing anything here. Let's get back to our winning ways. Lean off of this game. In terms of the spread, I have Portland as a 3-point favorite and a 229 point. I mean, I'm right with market there. There's nothing to see. 3.5s on the board, 28 to 29s on the board. So no play in me from this game. I like where the market is, and I'm just going to steer clear of it. I forgot to mention in the Washington game, we're also releasing Kyle Kuzma over 18.5 points. So this is let me tell you why I don't like this one as much. Kyle Kuzma has failed to go over this mark. He's 0-3 this year against Philly. But there's been some injuries every time that they've played, and this is the healthiest Kuzma has got to come into this matchup. I'm sorry, that the Warriors have. And Kuzma actually plays better as the third fiddle. He actually averages more points when Beal and Porzingis are on the floor. If they're not all three on the floor at the same time, at least when they are, he's getting the least amount of attention, and he excels in that 3 role. A very good player, and he's a great third option. So Kuzma over 18.5. If you ask where I had Beal right about 24.6, and his numbers like 24.5. So no action for me on Beal. And then if we go to the Philly game, I have Embiid at almost 35 points. but the edge is not real high on over 32.5. Sorry to jump back and forth on the Washington game with y'all. I just forgot this little tidbit of info. Harris, I lean to the under. He's been struggling lately, but I think this could be a spot where he's due for a bounce back. So definitely want to lean there. And Harden, I had it 23 and his number's 22.5. So I don't want you guys to think I was just looking at the Washington side. It just so happened to produce the value. All right, we're almost 5 o'clock. I'm gonna give out the last play before, so you guys can get that 4-man prize picks flex in. If you want it, you could power play it as well. I'm pretty confident. I would flex it because of the Kuzma play, honestly, but do what you please. We're going to go Julius Randle under 29.5 points against the Lakers. The Lakers defense has the best defensive rating post All-Star break. Really good defensive team. He's going to be matched up against Jared Vanderbilt, the likes of Jared Vanderbilt and Anthony Davis tonight. He's going to struggle, I think. Probably still gets to 26. I have him at 26 tonight on some extra shot attempts. And another person that I leaned into, I might release this later. Shout out Dub Club, link in bio, free till April 1st. I'm looking at D'Lo's over in that game. That's D'Angelo Russell. I've got him at 21. But if you look at how he's played in LA, he's had some like really stellar games and then some games where he's really struggled. So I can't bring myself to play that yet. It's a lean though, leaning towards it. RJ Barrett under 21.5. Another lean. With Barrett, without Brunson, I should say, this year. He's 3 for 5. And he's had 2 games where he's really excelled and 2 games where he struggled. And the Lakers have a good defense. Model projections 19.6. Everything's like right on the line in that one. So I just decided to lean, but I may circle back to that one this evening. And then the third play, also in the LA game, is Malik Beasley under 12.5 or 13.5, I want to say. Model projections were 11.1. You got something? No, these are leans. We haven't played these yet. Yep. So yeah, I just wanted to get that out for your 4-man flex and give you the leans in case you wanted to make a 6-man. Oh, okay. So I skipped ahead to give you the play, but that was the last game to go over. So Knicks Lakers. This one's kind of weird for me. Small sample sizes really for the Lakers since the All-Star break. Like I said, they do have the best defense since the trade for Vanderbilt and Russell. I have this one closer to a pick 'em. I know the market has the Lakers as a 3-point favorite without Brunson. So here's the reason I can agree with that. The Knicks have a net rating of about 1 point without Brunson this year. And then the Lakers have a net rating of like +4 or 5 since the trade. And that's without LeBron. So it makes sense. The Lakers are the home team. Let me see about the Knicks in terms of how many days rest are they coming off of? They've had 1 day rest, so it's not a back-to-back for them, but I still think it's a tough matchup for them. So 4 plays. We've got Donovan Mitchell over, starting very soon. Julius Randle under, not starting till I think 9 p.m. Eastern. Kristaps Porzingis, I think that starts 6 Eastern. You got about an hour. And then Kuzma, same team, starting at 6 Eastern, I believe, as well. Sides and totals, I don't necessarily lean into any of these too hard. If you were active with me on Twitter this morning, I discussed Michael Porter Jr.'s over with a couple of people. We can check in on. He looked good early, but he's one of those guys that can disappear. Fuck. He's got 23 already. Missed opportunity to get that out to everybody. I didn't even get to show you guys the model today. You want to bring my screen up? This is what I'm going to be sharing with y'all more and more. You'll be able to see. Might be hard on a mobile device, but if you're on a desktop, you can easily see my model numbers for everybody. So Mikal Bridges, we had a 23.5. Murray, we had 21. Michael Porter Jr., we had 17.75. I liked that over 15.5 this morning. You can see Donovan Mitchell, we've got at 30.43. You can see this Evan Mobley we have real low, but Jared Allen's missing, and I think that's going to really affect his number by about a basket, which is where he's sitting at 18.5, between 18.5 and 20. So Porzingis, you can see here, I have at 24.91. Kuzma at 21.43. You can see here Beal 24.9. His total was 24.5, so there was really no value there. But yeah, so this is what I'll be able to share with you more and more going forward. Pardon me. And then now I just want to talk about a little bit of NFL news before we call it a day. That's it for the basketball show. So if you were just tuning in for the plays and the basketball stuff, you got it. We'll be back tomorrow for that. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Jalen Ramsey. First of all, got traded. Plays for the Miami Dolphins. It took a third-round pick and a tight end to do it. Conspiracies are still swirling about my boy Brady, so I'm gonna keep that alive until he signs or the first week and he doesn't. So, any other football news come in today? We talk a little bit of MMA. We didn't get to do a fight card this weekend. My MMA guy was busy. I know the producer had the dog last night. You remember your odds? Plus 215. What was his name? Whoever was fighting Peter Yan or Yan, producer faded him. He's got a should we share the secret? All right. We're not sharing the secret, but if you pay attention over the next couple fight weekends, we're gonna be testing our theory. Now, this is not sharp analytical data theory either. This is reading body language theory. So we'll see if it's consistent or not. Trying to think if there's any other news. NBA news. Steph went off last night. Good to have him back in the league. Michael Porter Jr. is killing it on the Nuggets right now. Shame I didn't get that out to y'all. Absolute shame. I think that's about it for me today, y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I think yesterday we had like 45, 50 viewers. So appreciate y'all watching. Yesterday was a slow day, 1-1, not a lot going on. Today we've got four at least. Hopefully we can get a sweep on today's show. I can talk my shit. Y'all can put money in your pockets. I know I'm gonna put some money in my pockets if we sweep. So that's it for me today. Get back to me tomorrow. I'll get back to y'all tomorrow between 5 and 7 p.m. Eastern. And best of luck tonight, y'all.